Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, sorry about the background, the weird angle. I currently sit on the floor because I'm on baby watch because Aria is right down here. Second of all, sorry about this and this, but hashtag mum life, ain't nobody got time for that. So today I'm going to be doing Aria's 6-month update. As I record this, she's actually now 6.5 months old. Where does the time go? So I'm just going to basically talk through what she's been up to, if she's achieved any milestones, that kind of thing. So when I got her weighed at 6 months old, she weighed 12 pounds and 10 ounces. So she is still quite a petite little baby. She's not like a massive chunk or anything like that. So she is still in 0 to 3 month clothing. In dresses, I'm kind of having to put her in 3 to 6 months just because she needs the length, but she just doesn't have like the podge to fill it out. Up until 6 months, she was still exclusively breastfed. I don't mean that she's now gone on to formula, I mean now she's 6 months we've started weaning, but I can do a separate video on that, and I'll also talk more about that in her 7th month update. So, things that she has learnt this month. It's a bit late, I thought, but she started noticing her hands at like between 5 and 6 months old, which I think is kind of weird because she's been using her hands for a lot of things, but she started doing this. Like, she's understanding that she can move those body parts, so I think that's super duper cute. And also with her hands, she's done a lot of hitting things, so banging on her tray, on her high chair. She likes picking up a toy and banging that onto things. She likes smacking me in the face when I'm feeding her. Yeah, she's done a lot of smacking. Biggest milestone, I would say, is that she has cut 2 teeth. Yep, she cut her 2 bottom teeth when we drove to Cornwall. Yeah, so a lot of people thought I was mad as it was taking a 5.5 month old baby to Cornwall, because it takes us 5.5 hours to get there from where we live. However, because she was teething and she was fed up of the car and we had to keep getting out of the car seat and stopping, it took us 10 hours. Yep, by the end of that journey I was ready to rip my hair out, and I was just a bit sick of the sound of my baby screaming. I mean, not from like annoyance, well, it did annoy me a bit, but I knew she couldn't help it. It was more I felt really guilty and really bad that we kept shoving her back in her car seat. So yeah, she cut 2 teeth, and for the first couple of days she still kept putting her fingers in her mouth, and then she would bite her fingers and then she would cry, but she soon learned that quickly. She's also now learnt her name, so if we call her by name she will look around. However, she's also doing that typical baby thing of we call her name and she ignores it, but I know she understands because I'm calling her and then she doesn't look at me. She sort of looks down and just smirks. I just think, you little monkey. But she definitely does respond, because I've called her other names, like just to test to see if she's responding to my voice or her name, and it is her name that she's responding to. So I'm not sure if we gave it to her in the previous month's update, but she has been using her jumperoo. I think she was using it last month, but she wasn't really knowing how to use it. Well, now she flipping loves it. She's obsessed with it, she'll bounce in it loads. We're still making sure to only keep it to like 10 to 15 minutes max, just because, you know, it's not that great for the hip flexes. So she's not quite at the crawling stage yet, but she does now get onto all 4s, and she does that thing where like babies twerk because they're trying to move forward, and she hasn't crawled, but she's managed, she can reverse by sort of like pushing her hands up, sort of like the backward worm she does, but also she can go forward, but it's more like launching herself, it's not a controlled movement. At the same time, if I put a toy in front of her, she probably wouldn't be able to get to it. It's just every now and then she'll just sort of fling her body forward and she'll move like a couple of inches. She is now rolling from her front to back a lot easier, so from day 1 she could always roll from her back to her front, like, well, not from day 1, but that's how she learned it first, and she's really quick at that. But She's not as quick as one from her front to her back. She still does need some help, especially if she's tired and in her bed, because she likes to sleep on her front. And she wants to, you know, move onto her back when she's really tired. We kind of have to do it for her. But also another thing she does is when she wakes up in the middle of the night for her feed, 9 times out of 10 she's on all fours, like twerking and like crying. I don't know what she thinks is going to happen, but it does prove a bit more difficult to pick her up. She has also gotten a lot better at sitting up. She's got a lot more control. I can leave her for a few minutes. I mean, I don't sort of like sit her on the floor and like let her get on with it. I am always near her, but I don't have to like have my hand on her or have her resting against my legs or anything like that. The lows of the last month, I would say, is that her sleeping... Oh, what's wrong? Her sleeping has been horrendous. Ever since those 2 teeth cut, it was horrible. And we didn't have the 4-month sleep regression, and I can only assume that we got hit with it late, because it would take 2 to 3 hours to get her to settle. She would be tired, because we tried the whole putting her to bed earlier, putting her to bed later, you know, but it was, I think it was a bit of the separation anxiety as well, because every time we laid her in her bed, she would scream. Then when we got past that, every time we'd leave the room, she'd scream. Nothing would comfort her. I'd try feeding her, we'd try winding her, give her a dummy. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. She, since cutting her teeth, refuses the dummy, which isn't very helpful, because when she was overtired, we used to just give her a dummy and that would be enough to comfort her. Nope, not anymore. What are you doing? You being nosy? But as well as putting her down for bed being difficult, she reverted to being a newborn and would wake up 4 or 5 times a night. So that was driving me and Ryan both crazy. More me, because I'm just thinking, why are you feeding so much? No, I think it was maybe part of like the 6-month growth spurt. It's just not been a very nice time, basically. And I didn't want to do the cry out method because 1, she's teething, 2, she's not on solids yet. Well, she is now, but no, it's not for me. So yeah, that's a 6-month update. So, I mean, this is Aria, you've already seen her. Who's that? Who is it? You looking at yourself in the screen? Don't know if you can see her teeth then. No, don't touch. Oh yeah, those 2 little teethy pigs. Mwah! So, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to our channel. I try to upload on Wednesdays. I've been really bad at doing it every Wednesday, or even sometimes on a Wednesday, sometimes it might be a Thursday, just because I'll go into why in my next video. Why? But yeah, it's just been a bit, hashtag mum life, basically. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye! Come here. Come on. Do you look confused? Is that good? Hello.